Stock is not your predictable means of income. No man should exist without a predictable means of income. Planning finances of family is based on predictable income. So you need a predictable means of income whilst you trade. So trading can be like a passive investment, a passive kind of business you do. Okay, that's a passive portfolio. So, but then you need something that's predictable. We need school fees. Do we plan on stock that will rise and fall? You're about to build a house and you have a timeline to finish it. Are you going to be telling the engineers, give me time, the stock is moving? It's moving. Eh? Are you going to use this up and down to plan the next? You are moving into your late 40s, 50s. How are you going to plan the next 10 years? You're already moving towards your 60s. How are you going to plan the 60s? Based on predictable income or unpredictable income? So what we encourage, those of you who are into stock, shares, and those who are into cryptos, we say, listen,
Welcome to Kingdom Voice, where faith meets love, purpose, and God's design for relationships. Here, we talk about Christian love, marriage, and building relationships that honor God. If you're ready to grow in wisdom and truth, you are in the right place.
This is called employee. This is called employee. This is called self-employed. This is called business owner. This is called investor. Okay? So although you are made to believe that you are an investor with stocks and treasury bills, bonds, and cryptos and all that stuff, right? Okay, so what you don't know is that you're not really an investor, even though that's what you do. You're actually a self-employed person. Because you don't own any business, you don't own any business. You're just gambling. It's just that you are in a structured gambling environment. Is that okay? So that's pretty much what it is. But here's what I want to do. You're laughing, so you know what it is. So let's call you, for instance, let's even assume by any stretch of the imagination that you are an investor, because I put my money into this business, that's stock. I put my money into this business, so as the stock rises, I get some stuff. The business runs into problem, the stock goes down, my blood pressure goes up, you know. So is that what happens to you? There's an up and down, yeah? Okay. You now want to invite your innocent wife into this up and down business. Where's your wife? Madam, you want a job over the line? It's a monkey business, you know, like monkey up and down. Okay, so fantastic for you, but here's what to do. First of all, your wife is not going to be happy to be praying for you if she watches you experiencing consistent losses. She's not going to be happy. The only thing that could make her to be happy is when she begins to see wins. All right? Have you had some wins lately? Good. Madam, have you been seeing enough wins? No. Madam, your voice was very loud before. Now it has. Stock can make person's voice to go down. Praise God. All right, sir. So here's what we do, sir. Stock is not your predictable means of income. No man should exist without a predictable means of income. Planning finances of family is based on predictable income. So you need a predictable means of income whilst you trade. So trading can be like a passive investment, a passive kind of business you do. Okay, that's a passive portfolio. So, but then you need something that's predictable. We need school fees. Do we plan on stock that will rise and fall? You're about to build a house and you have a timeline to finish it. Are you going to be telling the engineers, give me time, the stock is moving? It's moving. Eh? Are you going to use this up and down to plan the next? You are moving into your late 40s, 50s. How are you going to plan the next 10 years? You're already moving towards your 60s. How are you going to plan the 60s? Based on predictable income or unpredictable income? So what we encourage, those of you who are into stock, shares, and those who are into cryptos, we say, listen, once you have this break, that's what we call it gambling. Have you noticed gamblers, and when they have one little break, I just make 1 million. Something just tell them, look, if you use that 1 million, now you can make 100 million. They push the 1 million, everything goes. You've experienced that one too on stock, am I correct? Now I experienced that in Ikeja. I went and collected my school fees, and I was going home and I saw people gather together. Nobody told me. And I was just watching them. I was like, what are they doing here? And this one said, oh yes, I just won. I just hit 1,000. That's like, I just put I thought it was the correct thing. As I carry I brought small money out. I put inside something. They say you just win 5,000 or something. I can't remember how much. And then they now say, you don't have much money because you can win. That's I carried all my school fees. I put. They say, oh. I say, what happened? They say your money has gone. I said, to where? I said, no, I just gave you the money. They say it has gone. I said, to where? I said, give me back my money. When I see one slap they gave me, fella boys, one slap, I was hearing we. So before I said, Jack, this one has followed here, the other one has followed there. That's how they were gone. From that time, sir, high risk and high return, not me. You are talking like this, Papa, if you put money here to come back in 3 days, slap is worrying me. It's trauma. So I'm responding to trauma. I've been traumatized, and I don't want to be cured from that trauma. Praise God. All right. So many of us are receiving the same slap, but we don't want to be traumatized. We see it go back again. So please, sir, you need a predictable income. Do you have children? The oldest is how old? Say it again. 8, sir. Sir, in exactly 7 years from now, in about 7 years from now, that child is going to be 7-8 years from now, the child is going to be moving to university. You don't know what university the child will have in mind. It could be Covenant, it could be Coventry, it could be Harvard. And you're not going to tell that child you can't pursue your dream. You only have 8 years. 8 years, sir. You only have 8 years to plan for that child's school. It cannot be left to chance. It cannot be left to you looking at stock market. It has gone down. Sir, no, sir. That's how people look until 8 years will come and go. Please, sir. Stock is something you can, if you know you don't want to stress yourself, have someone you know that can trade properly, and you focus on something else that brings predictable income. And don't forget that you are not yet wealthy until you have access to land. All wealths are retained by the earth. Anything that does not put your wealth in the ground is subject to evaporating. Try it anywhere, sir. Stock, sir, not your stock. The company can go down. Enron, you know Enron? Energy company. Who would have thought that Enron would go down? Enron went down. Sir, treasury bills, nations become bankrupt. Bonds, nations go down. They tell you they make a promise with, that's when the nation is in good standing, then they fulfill their promise. Are you listening to what I'm saying, sir? But sir, you never go wrong with the earth. You know why? The only thing that is not in production again is the earth. Get as much of it as you can. The only thing that is not in production again is the earth. Get as much of it as you can. The first thing God did for man was to give him a portion of the earth. Before God gave him wife, earth, he gave him land. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Abraham, come, I will take you to a land. You never go wrong with the earth. Either doing real estate on it, building shopping plazas on it, doing agriculture on it, having poultry on it. You never go wrong with the earth. FTX, you know FTX? The FTX guy, the owner of FTX, that went from 4 billion overnight to nothing and was arrested. Is that FTX? Huh? That's FTX now. I was in his place close to his office in the Bahamas, where they picked him from. Young boy, 4 billion, right? About 4 billion worth within a space of months went down to nothing. Absolute bankruptcy. Do you ever think that someone worth 4 billion can ever go down? Why? Because everything was up in the clouds. So 4 billion worth land cannot disappear like that. Are you're going to be carrying it and moving out of Abuja? So all wealthy people secure their wealth by having access to earth and having access to things that come from the earth. That's why most people who don't want to overstretch themselves, why do you think people are building houses in Dubai? Why do you think wealthy people are transferring their money to Dubai to build houses? Empty houses. Because they know that it's not the rent they are looking for, it's the appreciation on the house. So many build for rent. That's not where your money comes from. The real money is coming from appreciation of the property, not from rent. Rent is for the management of the property. So it's important that you wise up. So, and then if you notice that they also take their money and secure it in golds. And gold is from where to? From the earth. So I'm not saying you should not do trading and all this stuff. I'm saying once you make your break, use it to build a business. That is the one you ask your wife to stand on top. And as this one is moving, what you now do is percentile the amount from your regular income, percentile the amount that will be used for trading. So if 10% of every money I make, or 40%, will be going for trading, is that okay? Now anything other than that I don't touch, so that it does not affect the predictability of the family's finance. So now I trade on percentile. Does that make sense, sir? And as money comes from trading, you push it into where? Business. And the money from the business again that comes in, what do you use it to secure? You access lands. Is that okay? Yeah.
Thanks for watching. If this message blessed you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.